Gobble gobble and welcome back, Fantasy Faithful. I'm Amber Storm with your Week 12 Thanksgiving Fantasy Football Update. We are 2 weeks from playoffs and the chaos is more stuffed than your Thanksgiving turkey. This week brought more drama than pilgrims finding Plymouth Rock, more plot twists than explaining cryptocurrency to your grandma, and more heartbreak than realizing you're out of cranberry sauce. Raquel, what's happening at the top?
Well, Amber, it's a two-headed monster at the top, and they're both feasting. Both Unstoppa Joe and Certified Bailiers are sitting pretty at 9-3, and both teams won this week like they were going back for thirds at the buffet. Unstoppa Joe stayed at number 1 with a 3-week winning streak and posted the weekly high score for the third time this season. This man is not just winning, he's dominating, obliterating, and serving up opponents like a Thanksgiving turkey ready to be carved. 3 weekly highs. That's the kind of firepower that wins championships. Jose is playing on a different level right now, like he's the only one who knows where grandma hid the good pie. Certified Bailiers stayed in Nord 2 also at 9-3. The marriage power-up is still activated like leftover turkey sandwiches that just keep delivering. You've quietly matched Unstoppa Joe's record, and you're right there breathing down his neck like that one relative who keeps asking for seconds before the first course is completely served. This is a two-horse race for the number 1 seed, and it's tighter than your pants after demolishing that second slice of pumpkin pie. Both teams clinched playoffs this week, so now it's just about bragging rights and seeding. Will there be a showdown for supremacy, or will they both just coast into the postseason like it's a post-dinner food coma?
Now let's talk about the bloodbath for the remaining playoff spots. It's messier than the kitchen after Thanksgiving dinner. Rise to the occasion stayed at third but dropped to 7th and 5th after losing this week. The 2-week winning streak is over. Burned like that one side dish nobody watched closely enough. After posting the weekly high last week and looking unstoppable, Rice came back to earth like a dropped casserole dish. You're still in good position at 7-5, but that loss stings worse than forgetting to thaw the turkey. You went from, I might catch the top 2, to, I need to hold on to this third place spot. Obviously, you're spending too much time on this website thing and not enough actually managing your team, bruh. The playoff pressure is real and there's no tryptophan-induced nap to escape it. Who Dat stayed at 4th with a 2-week winning streak. You're tied with Rice now at 7-5 and you're on fire. Hotter than the oven on Thursday morning. 2 straight wins at the perfect time. This is clutch playoff positioning. You're 1 game away from clinching and you're playing your best football at exactly the right moment, like perfectly timing when to put the rolls in. Keep this up and I'm replacing Jimmy in my phone with your number. Hit me up. Speaking of Saquon My Pinero, he climbed 1 spot to 5th at 6-6. After last week's epic collapse and weekly low score, you bounce back like those dinner rolls that just keep rising. You're back to 500 and you're somehow still alive in the playoff hunt. This is the comeback energy we needed, like finding out there's still 1 more slice of pie left. From hottest team to coldest team, back to maybe he's got a shot in 3 weeks. You're the emotional roller coaster nobody asked for, but everyone's watching, like the drunk uncle at Thanksgiving.
Now for the disaster zone. These teams are cooking up nothing but disappointment and losing streaks. Green Bowl Packers fell 1 spot to 6th at 5-7 with a 5-week losing streak. 5 straight losses. My dude, this is not a slump anymore. This is a complete organizational collapse, worse than forgetting to take the giblets out of the turkey. You went from 5-2 and playoff lock to 5-7 and on life support. 5 weeks ago, you were a contender. Now you're a cautionary tale, the fantasy football equivalent of the Thanksgiving turkey that's been in the oven too long and is now just a dried out husk of what it could have been. You need a miracle to make the playoffs now, like Jacoby not making it weird kind of miracle. Pack it up and start planning for next season, my guy. Galveston Dolphin Sharks stayed at 7th, also at 5-7 with a 2-week losing streak. You're basically eliminated at this point, deader than the turkey on the table. The mythical dolphin sharks have been harpooned and are sinking to the bottom of the ocean faster than your uncle after 3 glasses of whiskey. At least you have company with Green Bowl Packers. You can cry together over at the kids' table. Zoo stayed at 8th at 4-8 with a 4-week losing streak. 4 straight L's and you're officially eliminated, more cooked than that 20-pound bird. The season is over. Time to play spoiler and make everyone else's life miserable. Like the relative who brings up controversial topics at dinner just to watch the chaos unfold. There's always next season, bro.
I swear this is the last fucking time I let you talk me into this shit. Do you have any idea how bad this thing stinks? Could you not even wash it since last year? Whoever came up with this bid is gonna get a serious beatdown. I should be getting hazard pay for fuck's sakes. The only thing that makes this worth it, Amber, is the fact that I'm covering the most exciting part of this league. That's right, I said it. The shitter is wild, Amber. It's got more drama than Black Friday shopping. Antonio Rangel moved up one spot out of the permanent constipation slot to 9th at 4-8 with a 2-week winning streak. 2 straight wins. Antonio has now won 3 of his last 5 games, 3 out of 5. This man went from historically bad 1-7 with a 7-game losing streak to winning 60% of his games over the last 5 weeks. This is the greatest redemption arc since someone actually made a good green bean casserole. Sure, you're eliminated from playoff contention, but you unpasted your ass from the commode. I hope you remembered to wipe. That alone deserves a standing ovation bigger than when Grandma brings out the homemade pies. You're playing better football in the last month than some teams who are fighting for playoffs. Make sure you give it a minute for the blood to recirculate in your legs before looking to advance any further. And speaking of the corner stink box, OBI1 JACOBY fell one spot to dead last at 4-8 after posting the weekly low score for the second time this season. The force was not with you this week. More like the force gave you the dry heaves and diarrhea from the leftovers that were left out too long. After that beautiful 3-week winning streak, you've now lost 2 straight and fallen into the outhouse like that one dish at Thanksgiving that nobody touches. You went from hero to zero faster than the cranberry sauce disappears. You literally got passed by Antonio. Let that sink in like gravy into mashed potatoes.
The bottom line, Unstoppa Joe and Certified Bailiers are locked in at 9-3 and clinched playoffs. They're feasting while everyone else fights for scraps. Rice and Houdat are both 7-5 and battling for the final 2 playoff spots like it's the last piece of pecan pie. Saquon at 6-6 is hanging on by a thread thinner than the turkey neck. Green Bowl Packers is on a 5-game losing streak and more dead than your food coma nap. And Antonio has won 3 of his last 5 games and climbed out of last place in the greatest comeback story of the season. Playoff spots are still up for grabs. Will Rice or Houdat claim the 3 seed? Can Saquon sneak in? Will Green Bowl Packers' 5-game losing streak hit 6? Can Antonio make it 3 straight wins and finish the season on an absolute heater hotter than reheated turkey leftovers and possibly make it into the consolation round? This is it, folks. We're coming down to the wire. May your playoff hopes be more alive than your Thanksgiving leftovers. Until next time, may your playoff dreams stay stuffed with hope and may Antonio's energy rub off on your lineup like butter on warm rolls.